Hello. Happy Earth Day. I am an avatar presenter, representing Jim Cowan's work as an AEC BIM specialist. I just do the presenting. This is Autodesk's Revit, which he customized for landscape architects. Out of the box, Autodesk's Revit offers a very limited number of plant species. And the data does not even include the botanical name of these plants or any ecological data that helps with plant selection. We fixed that. We took as a test case a botanical garden proposal and a tallgrass prairie ecosystem and its associated plant data. Once that is entered and used to begin a project, anyone can filter that data to make appropriate plant choices. Jim would like to lead the charge regarding creation of shareable datasets so that any landscape designer can, graphically and in 3D, show the value of a proposal regarding sustainability. For the arc sweep of the botanical garden, referred to as the Flora cycle, you can track and color whatever maintenance task is required for individual plants, and color code according to the task that you define, such as pruning or removing or replacing, whatever you need. Why not track flowering time? January through December, you need to be sure there is a food source year-round for all your plant pollinators. The 3 Bs: birds, butterflies, and bees. If you have designed a botanical garden with an educational goal, you can see what is in flower and when. The capacity to sort and color code helps you represent your data regarding periodicity. A change in data for any species is immediately updated in the graphics. Do you not want to check the native origin of the plants? This proposed garden was designed in 1916, and you can see the exotic plants that do little to sustain local pollinating species. The vast majority were from Europe or Asia. In this case, native, shown as yellow, would have been the central tallgrass prairie, since the garden is in northern New York State in Buffalo. In 1916, when the Flora cycle was proposed by Frank Lloyd Wright, the public interest was in exotics and in the aesthetics of garden plants. The point is, you can see the plant native origin and quantify this. New planning regulations will ask for data like this. What percentage of your proposal is native to the area? How does your scheme match up against nature's solution? Now, if you added all 200 species found in what was the local remnant of that prairie, and 100 relevant criteria, then you have a plant ecosystem that has the documented value of its plants and their context regarding habitat. Here the color coding is for woodland, wood edge, open prairie, and disturbed areas. If you have documented the value for wildlife, as medicine for crafts, climate conditions for soil, sunlight, etc., you start making connections to the whole web of life. What increases with grazing? What annuals colonize disturbed areas? You get the big picture and can communicate the value of the habitat and how it self-heals and is sustainable in nature. Sustainable buildings need sustainable landscapes. Since the plants are producers of everything we need, there is a huge role here for landscape architects who understand they are working with plants and the soil-plant habitat connections. There are way too many green marketing proposals that are devoid of an understanding of the available plant palette. How useful would it be to know about the plant's preferred soil conditions related to available water, from dry, mesic, wet to wet, or for criteria like root depth and associated companion plants? Design with nature assumes you have the data to help you make a good choice. A difference in elevation, say on a berm, results in different soil water conditions. A flip on off of a filter, and you can review appropriateness of a plant's soil fit. It might be used to select plants or determine what is needed in a seed mix. The data helps decide on what that mix might be. How useful would it be to address the value of the plants? What survives fire or an event like a drought? You can predict how the plant community adapts to change. Regarding utility, what provides a natural dye? What was used in building materials or weaving? This example is for medicinal use. You can combine criteria with and/or conditions, for example, medical use. And then those restoring native habitat can explain to others what is lost to research if we lose our native ecosystems. As you design, you can see the landscape come together, as the plants can have a 3D representation. To reiterate, plant data on sustainable ecosystems, easily updated for local conditions through editable schedules or imported spreadsheets, and you and your clients Get to see the proposal come together with 3D representations of the topography and the planting materials. The 2D planting can have a 3D representation that lets you check your design as you go. This is an example of a predefined path that renders out in 10 minutes. Great for presentation, but also for detecting modeling errors in our exotic botanical garden or with our native tallgrass prairie.
These are a few examples of Jim's past projects, where he used native plant ecosystems. Now, he has customized the Revit software so he can address sustainability for both buildings and landscapes. What used to take months and ended with a set of drawings can now take hours or minutes and give your client a management tool for after the construction phase. How cool would it be if local landscape chapters in the USA and elsewhere were to create datasets for the local ecosystems that are under threat or to address specific needs, roof gardens, or fire-resistant planting options? I am sure you already have preferred plant lists and reasons for that list, but are you leveraging the data so others can apply it? What about government agencies, tracking city trees, or state parks or municipalities whose mandate is to promote and use drought-tolerant plants? The reason Synergy was formed as a company is to further the perception of a whole integrated planet that is under threat and to showcase the digital landscape tools that help us heal it. The company logo is of the 4 quarters: mineral, plant, animal, and human, and the exchange of energy needed to sustain a web of life and our existence. It might be that this year, the monarch butterfly will be added to the endangered species list. Let's not lose sight of the fact that as primary predators, we are ultimately the endangered species under threat, until such time as we make our urban and agricultural environments sustainable. At a recent local chapter meeting, landscape firms in Northern California showcased their designs for worldwide projects. Another value of digital media for firms is the ability to deliver content in any language, as shown here, where messaging can be in English, Mandarin, and Dutch as examples.
Artificial intelligence was not used to generate content. A script is converted to voice. The tools work for us. They extend our skill sets.
人工智能某用于生成内容，脚本将转换为语音。那啲工具对我密有用，取密扩展作我密开技能组合。
Kunstmatige intelligentie werd niet gebruikt om inhoud te genereren. Een script wordt omgezet naar spraak. De tools werken voor ons. Ze breiden onze vaardigheden uit.
Let us know if we can assist you. The plan is to offer classes remotely to design firms, as e-learning classes, and through university landscape departments and extension programs. There is no hidden agenda such as product sales. Our goal is to provide impartial, objective training.